What is happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Johnson's Funfair build here on Planet Coaster. Doing a bit of a voiceover because I sped the gameplay up because it's quite hard cramming an hour and a half of Planet Coaster work into 20 minutes or half hour. As you can see, I did a bit of work on this right here. I wanted to go for a more of a celebration of Funfair rides, or the Funfair era, the vintage Funfair era, so it's more of a celebration of this era here. So I'm just placing some nice scenery here. As you can see, I've opted for the wooden base for the ride, just to tie in with the whole kind of feel of the building as well, because I didn't want to leave it concrete because it felt quite cold. So I replaced the top part of the ride with some wooden roof tiles. You can see here me trying to get the roof tiles to fit in, just sitting underneath the track here. I think it works really well with the building. As you can see, I haven't finished the exterior of that building yet, and all the other fairground rides are kind of encased in a natural wood feel. I'm not sure if I will build a kind of cover for them. I might leave them as they are. Here I'm just making preparations for the food court area, so I'm moving the staff rooms a little bit to the left. Just widening the path here. This is going to be the entrance to the food court. So I chose for a grid, just so I could make the area like a nice wide open space for the guests to roam around freely, as opposed to sticking to a path. As you can see, I'm looking for the right kind of shops to fit in with the food court area. I did opt for the standard Planet Coaster food and drink outlets. I know they're not entirely vintage food and drink outlets, but as I said, this Funfair is going to be more of a celebration of vintage Funfair rides throughout the ages, so just a nice modern food court would be ample enough. Here I'm just fitting a few benches along the perimeter of the food court, just to provide plenty of seating for the guests, because obviously they're going to want to sit down and eat their food or drink their drink, so we need plenty of benches just around the perimeter of the food court. I opted again for a rustic feel bench, just to tie in with the area as well, because as you can see, the fairground rides in the background there are encased in the same sort of wood. Wanted to go for that rustic feel for the food court. and just placing a few bins around here along with the benches as well, because the guests are known for their rubbish in Planet Coaster, so plenty of bins were needed, especially in the food court area. And I decided to fit a few picnic benches as well. So obviously you can have families who want to take more of a longer break to eat their food and relax, to have the chance to sit down on a picnic bench. And the good thing about picnic benches is you can fit a parasol. There is a little hole at the centre of the bench here, as you can see. I'm just putting a few parasols down just to make it look a bit more appealing, and to keep our guests out from the sun as they eat their food, drink their drinks. And here I'm just starting on the kind of landscape aspect of the food court. I just placed some 1 or 2 rocks down just to keep it interesting. Placing a few trees around the perimeter as well. Just trying to find the right tree here. It was quite tricky trying to find the right colour tree and the right size tree, but I did manage to find just the usual standard birchwood tree. I think it fits quite well in with the theme. Just placing a few around the perimeter here just to kind of fill in all the empty spaces around the edge of the food court here, just to keep it a little bit more enclosed rather than spread widely open. Just filling in a few of the empty spaces here. There we go. There's the trees around the perimeter. Can't say that word properly. Perimeter. Yeah, just popping a few cleaners down here because you can see, even though we have plenty of bins, guests do tend to drop their rubbish on the floor. And I found a few nice planters just to place around by the benches to keep it looking pretty. Something interesting to look at rather than just trees. I think these work really well. I think they're called Victorian planters, so it does kind of tie in with the vintage theme. And with this big wide open space at the front of the food court as well, I was looking for kind of a centerpiece as the guests walk in, rather than just a big wide open grassy area. Found this nice Victorian flower bed with a lamppost, Victorian lamppost in the centre, which I think looks really pretty. Works really well with the food court as well. Using the auto paint tool here, just to add a few leaves, I think you call it, a leaf effect. Is it falling leaves under the trees? Just to add a bit of touch of realism. So got nice crunchy leaves under the trees here, and I'm just popping over some auto paint just to tidy up the leaf effect here with the grass tool, just touching up the edges. Again, just adding to the overall realism feel. And here I'm just landscaping behind the shops. I didn't want to kind of keep it flat. I wanted to not so much add mountains, but I wanted to add some landscaping. Just a few hills around the perimeter, like behind the trees, just to create that natural boundary. I'm using the roughen tool here, just to roughen up the kind of edges of the mountain or the hills, just to give it a more natural look, as opposed to nice and smooth hills around the perimeter. Just kind of roughen it up a bit. Using the rock auto paint, just to add again, just a kind of touch of realism, as opposed to it being all grass. Just a few rock effects going on the perimeter of our food court here. Look at those flower beds at night time. Looks absolutely beautiful with all the lights and everything. And as it's a celebration of vintage funfair rides, I wanted to add a few lighting around the shop, so I've gone for just a simple fairy lights just to hang at the front of the shop. And again, just adding to the lighting of the food court, I've gone for a Victorian lamppost, which is the same lamppost as the flower beds at the entrance of the food court. So I'm just placing these lampposts around the perimeter. Really can't say that word properly. Perimeter. Yeah, just putting a few around the perimeter of the food court, just to give a little bit extra lighting. And here I was looking for something that I could put on the picnic benches, just so as, you know, people are sitting down, they got a little bit of extra light as opposed to all the lights around the perimeter. So I was looking for something small. Eventually I found a firefly jar, which I think really suits the picnic benches and suits the area. Nice little firefly jars. They don't give off a huge amount of light, but they give enough light off. I'm just putting a few more decorations here on the flower beds. I've opted for the golden jester, which is it's got a nice little water effect as well, which makes it look really pretty. They sit well in the flower beds, they look really good. And I found a little fountain centerpiece just to pop in between the flower beds here, because again I just wanted to fill in that blank space or open space of the food court. again, just adding to the decorations of the food court. Just a few random Victorian vases, or whatever you want to call it. Just popping around a few little blank areas there, just to give the guests something to look at and interact with. And here I wanted to, I did make one of these in a previous funfair build that I didn't record for YouTube, but I found these old classic cars that tie in with the kind of the vintage feel of the funfair. And what I'm doing here, I'm just placing them down, and what I planned to do was create a flower bed underneath the vintage cars. So you can see here I found these orange, nice, I'm not sure what flowers they are, but nice little orange small flower bed here, and just placing them around the car and underneath the car as well. So the cars will be static, they're not going to be part of like a trigger animatronic kind of centerpiece, if you will, just for display only. Some guests very rudely walking through my car, but yeah, I think it works really well. Some old vintage cars with flower beds underneath them, and again here I'm just creating a perimeter for the flower bed. In time I might tidy it up, or I might choose a different fence for this flower bed, but I think this works pretty well for the moment. Got the perimeter of the fence in for the flower bed. I'm just filling in a few of the blank spaces here with the same kind of flowers. I might choose to add a few more different flowers on a later episode, I'm not too sure, just to give it a bit more of a variety in colour rather than just orange flowers. But yeah, I think it looks really good, really happy with it. And of course I'm going to add a bit of lighting as well, just to showcase the flower bed and the vintage cars. Again, a Victorian lamppost there in the centre, and a few short lampposts just around the perimeter of the flower bed there, just to light up the cars and make it look really nice at night time. But yeah, that's it guys, thank you for watching. Look forward to episode number 3, which I will be placing a few more different rides in the funfair, and possibly working on the entrance to the second part of the funfair, which will be focusing on the more modern funfair rides. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, and if you want to, leave a comment. Be more than welcome to reply to any comments or any suggestions you guys have got on Planet Coaster. I'll leave you with a few shots here of the food court. Until next time, stay safe, keep on trailing.